The energy situation in the world is such that around 1.2 billion people live without electricity, out of which 75 million live in India. The ones living without electricity rely mainly on biomass and gas fuel for electricity and other cooking purposes. This not only pollutes the environment but also is a health threat for the people who are using it. I am Prabh. I am doing my Masters in Investment and Finance from University of Durham, England. Before joining my Masters at Durham, I was working with a consulting firm. So 3 of our colleagues and me decided to work on this solar idea which we conceived on a casual fishing trip. So that was initially a group activity, but then in March when I flew to India, I met one of my colleagues who connected me to Mr. Nair.
I'm Sanjeev Nair. I'm Director General of the Northeast Center for Technology Applications and Reach, the acronym being NECTAR. We are largely a technology institution, and we bring to the table large number of technologies for various state governments of the northeastern states.
So I pitched an idea to him wherein we could introduce solar panels in each house and wiring those houses with bulbs and tube lights. So we really liked the idea, and from there the funding got approved. At that stage I had no idea about the workings, how I'm going to do it, but then I had a vague amount of concept in my mind how I could have done it.
The reason why we did this project on solar is because we had actually no experience, though we had been thinking of doing this for a long time, but we had no experience in solar energy usage and putting it out at the village level. Therefore, we had this young lad who had this project, and we're very happy that this went through.
So from there, the journey of this project, Kiran, started. Kiran in Indian language means sunlight and a ray of hope. After getting the project approved, I physically had to find a village which existingly wasn't connected to the electricity or the government grid. So the first challenge of the project started from the field survey. I surveyed a lot of villages in the northern India. Udaipur is one of the biggest tourist attractions in the state of Rajasthan. Thousands of tourists from India, from abroad, visit this place every year just to have the scenic view of the city. But the irony is, if you go 20 kilometers outside the city, you don't have electricity in the villages. The city is surrounded with castles, big forts, and on the other side of the hill you have villages wherein people forget about electricity, do not have potable water to drink. That's the situation of the villages in this part of the country. So for my project, I wanted something which had a social impact as well. But this means one specific village, Narokakheda, which is 25 kilometers away from Udaipur. This village was situated remotely in the hills, wherein there was physically to distribute electricity through transmission lines was physically not possible. After my visit there, I found how these people were living without electricity.
सोलर लाइट लगने से मैं रात को अब पढ़ पाऊंगा, पहले चिमनी से पढ़ता तो आंखें जलती थी।
50-55 उम्र हो गई, बस अंधेरा में है। मैं खेती करते पशु रखते मजदूरी भी करते, भले माँ मतलब पढ़ाई पढ़ाई कर सके बच्चा बच्चे, उजाला में बैठाऊंगा मच्छर वसर नहीं पड़ेगा।
मेरा नाम तुलसीराम गुमित्र, मैं टीचर बनना चाहता हूँ। साहब को पढ़ाई होती नहीं है, बिजली ही नहीं, इसलिए।
विगत कई वर्षों से हम ये जो नरोकाखेड़ा गांव है, मदार पंचायत के अंदर पहाड़ियों की बीच बसा हुआ है। यहाँ काफ़ी समय से रोड भी नहीं थी, लाइटें भी नहीं थी, तो यहाँ के लोग जो है बहुत परेशान में थे, काफ़ी परेशान थे। तो यहाँ से लोग काफ़ी कंप्लेंट भी की वहाँ जाके लाइटों के लिए, लेकिन किसी ने ध्यान नहीं दिया।
हाँ, मेरा नाम मोहन लाल है। इस गांव में चित्र परिवार रहते हैं। इस चित्र ग्राम में से मेरे को अध्यक्ष बना रखा है और मेरे तनख्वाह नहीं है, मैं बिना तनख्वाह से अध्यक्ष हूँ। मैं इस गांव की सेवा करवाते। इस बिजली के बारे में भी मैं खूब मदद कर चुके। मैं प्रस्ताव दे सके, पहले तो प्रस्ताव दे चुके, प्रस्ताव में कुछ नहीं हुआ, बाद में वापस फाइल भरी हुई। अभी तक 410 रुपये लिए, अभी तक वो 2 साल हो गए, अभी तक वो लाइट नहीं हुई।
मैं तो गाँव हूँ, मैं लाइट नहीं देखी, आप जल्दी लाइट देख नहीं पाऊँ।
बिजली है जे मोर बिजली है नहीं, रोटी बनावो तंदारा में बनावो, कहीं हग हो आवे तंदारा में भी बेवाड़ा, गैस तेल तुम दीवा करो तो हवा लगे तो दीवा थाले ही नहीं, सब बात में समस्या से।
The village has a small school wherein the children up to the grade 5 go to study. I was really happy to see that even after living in such a condition without electricity, people are sending their children to the schools.
हमारे यहाँ के जो बच्चे हैं विद्यालय समय में यहाँ पर पढ़ते हैं, और विद्यालय समय के बाद में यहाँ पर ग्रामीण परिवेश है, घरेलू कार्य भी बच्चे करते हैं। इनको जो समय मिलता है मूलतः वो शाम को मिलता है, लेकिन यहाँ हमारे गांव में बिजली नहीं है, और बिजली नहीं होने की वजह से बच्चे जो है अच्छी तरह से नाइट को नहीं पढ़ पाते हैं। अगर बिजली होगी तो ये बच्चे रात को अच्छी तरह से पढ़ पाएंगे और ये आगे पढ़ने के लिए भी कुछ कर पाएंगे।
During field visit, I spent good 2 to 3 days with the villagers. I interacted with them, trying to understand the problems which they face because of the electricity in their day-to-day lives. After identifying the village, I came down to my research desk in trying to find a solution for the problems faced by the villagers due to electricity. I thought of building a unit which had at least one mobile charging point, 3 to 4 bulbs, a battery and a solar panel. I met with a lot of suppliers with this kind of product request. The costings which they quoted me was way higher than what I anticipated and what my project cost allowed. Buying a complete kit from one supplier was coming out to be a bit expensive. So I thought of buying out the products individually through different suppliers. To this, I came back to the villagers, had a word with them regarding the cost constraints. To my surprise, the villagers were quite supportive and they contributed around 200 to 250,000 Indian rupees towards the project cost. This gave a new lifeline to the project. Once the project moved in the installation phase, I moved to Udaipur. The NGO which I had tied up with helped me with delivering the products to the village. However, after reaching Udaipur, I found out that the city was marginalized with a lot of rain. Due to project timeline constraints, I thought of not delaying the project, as the villagers which were so eager to see the electricity were patiently waiting for the panels to arrive. Moment the equipment reached the village, without wasting much time, we started with the verification process. After verifying the documents of the villagers, we started with delivering the products to people. After delivering the products, the technicians were sent to each house. In spite of heavy rain, we didn't stop the installation process. It took around 2 to 3 hours for one technician to fully electrify a house. Right from mounting the solar panel to getting the wires down to the battery and to equip them with bulbs was around 3 to 4 hours of manwork. Finally, after 20 days of hard work, the village is fully electrified. People now have the basic necessity of life with them, that is electricity. I mean, talking about the feeling about the project, it's something which I never experienced. A small thing as using a sunlight for doing housework. I never realized sunlight would be so essential in our daily life. 3 months back there was no electricity here. Now, yesterday one panel got installed, and I stayed one night with them, seeing how their life has changed with the light in their house. I mean, that's pretty touching on a personal level. I mean, that's the beauty of solar power. Even the technology has developed so much. It's raining right now, but still we were able to give electricity to one house yesterday. So that helped me in the project, I guess. Now we have a visualized way that, even if it's rain, the solar panel, the solar power is effective. So I mean, it can be seen as a positive way for the project as well.
हमारे घर में बिजली लगने से बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है। पहले बिजली नहीं थी तो हमारे बच्चा है, उनको पढ़ाने में मेरे को बहुत तकलीफ हुई और पढ़ा नहीं पाया। और अब बिजली आने से हमारे पोता पोती है, बच्चा बच्ची का, वो पढ़ने में आसानी से पढ़ जाएगा।
शाम को घर पे आएंगे तो बहुत उजाला मिल जाएगा और हमारे बच्चा पढ़ सकेगा और खाना आसानी से बन सकेगा।
बहुत ही अच्छा किया, वो बहुत ही ज़्यादा ही अच्छा लग रहा है।
अच्छा लग रहा है और खाना बनावा में तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं रहेगा, अच्छी लगेगा। और नहीं बिजली डंडा तब तो इसी के बाद लेड़ा में बनाना पड़ता है ना, ऐसा करना पड़ता है।
The whole village is in a different kind of atmosphere. People are now charging their mobiles in their houses. Earlier, they were going 6 to 7 kilometers, spending 10 to 15 rupees, wasting 3 hours of day to just charge a mobile phone. This is the kind of change that has come in this village since the electricity has come here.
अभी हाल ही में 10-15 दिन हुए हैं बिजली लगे हुए, तो 10-15 दिन में हमने महसूस किया है कि बच्चे एक तो बिजली लगने से काफ़ी खुश हैं। समय पर वे जो पहले कार्य करते थे उसमें काफ़ी प्रोग्रेस हुआ है, काम अच्छे से कर पा रहे हैं और उनके कार्य करने की गति में और लिखावट में भी फ़र्क आया है। तो रात को जो पहले नहीं पढ़ पाते थे, अब रात को बच्चे पढ़ने लगे हैं, तो पेरेंट्स भी ध्यान देने लगे हैं और बच्चे भी अपना अच्छे से होमवर्क कर पा रहे हैं।
And the light has no doubt made them more efficient as before. Bringing a change in someone's life is something everyone wishes for, but I've been lucky enough that at this age I got this opportunity to be a change. I still remember one picture which we clicked during the installation. I mean, the kind of happiness you see in those people's eyes is something which cannot be matched with any happiness in the world. The picture says it all. I mean, our smile says everything. I mean, what exactly this past 1 month has been, right from execution to everything. Finally, the light is there, and he looks to be pretty happy. Khush hona light lag gaya aaj. So yeah, it's a proud feeling for me. I plan to run this idea as a successful business model in India. I feel if this idea is run professionally in the long run, then it might have a good investor returns for the people who are willing to adapt this idea. The solar technology has advanced so much that it's become very affordable bringing solar panels into each house. Energy situation in India is that you don't have electricity 24 hours in any house. Everybody relies on inverters, generators or digital backups in order to have electricity. So why can't we have solar panels in each house? That's what the idea I'm going to work on in the future. If a village having no electricity with a family income of less than 3,000 to 4,000 a month is ready to give whole their monthly income towards such equipment, why can't the semi-urban or the urban areas install and have this idea in their houses?